Welcome, my digital pathology trailblazers. Here is your weekly dose of the digital pathology info. So let's dive in. Here's what you'll learn today. First, how we're switching things up this year. You're already hearing that this podcast episode is different. I'm going to explain in a minute how swarm learning can help with privacy concerns when training deep learning models for histopathology. You'll learn about real-life AI applications in developing countries and about a new microscope display that I'm using. If this newsletter already hit your inbox in the written form, you will know that it looks different than the emails before. You will still get the normal emails, but this is going to be our weekly way of doing things, of delivering you the most important digital pathology informations. So let's start with the digital pathology trailblazers corner. It's 2024, and I wanted to change things a bit, hence this new look of the regular newsletter and the audio version. There's so much going on in the digital pathology space, so I wanted to give you a better way to sort through the information and one place in your inbox to go to learn all things digital pathology when you are pressed for time. And for those who cannot read it right now and click the button, listen to the audio, this audio version is for you. For now, I'm planning to show up in your inbox in this way weekly, but you might still be getting the regular emails about podcasts or content that I create. This is work in progress, and your feedback is invaluable. Definitely let me know what you like, how you like the information presented, and what would you like more of or less of. I'm going to present you the preliminary chapters of the newsletter, and you will learn what will be presented in each of them. Depending what's going on in the digital pathology world, I might be rotating through those different chapters. In the future, some of the newsletter editions might be sponsors, but I will always let you know which edition and which part of the newsletter is sponsored, and I will make sure that only information valuable for my trailblazers makes it into the newsletter. So I've got you covered. Interesting digital pathology research and development discoveries of mine. So my New Year's resolution is to read at least one digital pathology paper a day. I consider it pretty ambitious given that I could go weeks without reading anything last year when life would get too busy. But this year, I officially commit to reading one paper a day, and in this part of the newsletter, you will hear about the ones that I liked most. The read that I found really interesting today was Swarm Learning for Decentralized Artificial Intelligence in Cancer Histopathology. And if you go to the written version of the newsletter, you can click on the link to the original paper. It's open access, so you can grab it at any time. The first author, Oliver Saldaña, reached out to me on LinkedIn to tell me about this method, and it blew my mind. Swarm learning is a cousin of federated learning, which is a method of decentralized deep learning in contrast to centralized learning, where for training your models, you need to aggregate thousands of images. So in swarm learning, instead of bringing the images to your model for training, you send your model to the images, even if the images are at different institutions, to train it. And to keep it even more independent and decentralized, you use blockchain for that. I'm secretly hoping I will be able to invite the author to my podcast sometime soon to learn firsthand about the beneficial implications of using this method, especially in light of privacy issues that accompany any type of data aggregation, not just for digital pathology. In the next section, interviews and opinions from digital pathology experts. It will not be just me talking, which is most of the time. You will have a short recap of the latest podcast episode with one of the amazing guests and obviously the links. So if you have not seen the last one with Dr. Talat Zera about how AI is transforming pathology in developing countries, specifically in Pakistan, where she comes from, check it out now. It will open your eyes to the possibilities we have in digital pathology, even in resource-limited settings. And I'm finalizing the edits of the next episode, where Dr. Richard Levinson from UC Davis will take us into the world of glassless pathology. I'm fascinated with that, and it's not a distant futuristic technology. We literally may be able to get rid of glass in the next few years, so stay tuned for this one. That's going to be in the next newsletter edition. Every week, I also want to present you educational resources, educational YouTube videos, new free or paid courses in the membership that I created, webinars, especially informative podcasts, you name it. This is what you will find in the educational resources section. And this week, I wanted to reshare my book with you, Digital Pathology 101, All You Need to Know to Start and Continue Your Digital Pathology Journey. Especially for the digital pathology trailblazers just starting your journey, this will give you an unfair advantage in your digital pathology efforts. And for those more advanced, if you know someone who would benefit from it, please share it. It is now available on Amazon as paper copy, audiobook, ebook, so you can grab it in whichever form you like. And if you have already bought the book and like what you read, please leave me an Amazon review. That helps tremendously with bringing this resource to more people, and I would love them to learn about this resource so that they can make their digital pathology learning curve less steep. I wrote the book because I wish I had something like that when I was just starting. If you care about spreading the word and advancing digital pathology, which I know you do because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this, please share it. In the next section or next minute here, I want to share the cool digital pathology equipment I am learning about or I am using. So from my YouTube videos or from my social media feed, you might know I'm a fan and promoter of the equipment that helps us do digital pathology, but I have a favorite category that I would like to call personal or personalized digital pathology equipment. Something that can help you personally, you, not your company, your institution, or your practice, do digital pathology right now. These are basically things that you can attach to your microscope, including your phone. So in the summer at the Digital Pathology and AI conference in New York by Global Engage, I've seen something I have not seen before. A small microscope display that serves as a digital viewer of what you're seeing on your microscope stage. It was attached to a microscope at the iMiller's Microscopes conference booth. And Mike from iMiller Microscopes was amazing. He sent this screen to me so that I could review it, I could show it to you. And I personally use it to show cool things from under the scope to my kids. They're 3 and 5 at the moment, who did not master to use the IPC yet. But it's perfect for teaching, on-site consultations, taking pictures, recording videos right from your microscope. You do need a microscope camera to use it. And you can find the whole setup in my latest video, unboxing and setup of a microscope monitor display. And I'm going to include the link to all the resources I'm mentioning in the podcast description as well. It's going to be a different podcast description. It's not going to be that long because the whole text you will have in your inbox, but the links are going to be there so that you don't have to go back to your inbox to click on them. And a few quick bullet updates of what I'm personally up to. So on the Digital Pathology Place website, we're updating all the digital pathology events for next year. If you would like a particular course, webinar, or a virtual event to be hosted, let me know. I can make it happen for you either with my team or by partnering with other amazing digital pathology trailblazers. We've done that in the past and you are an amazing audience. Right now, I'm in Pennsylvania, close to the Maryland border, and snow is not that easy to come by, even in winter. But last week, we did have a snowstorm, and together with the man-made snow, the Liberty Mountain Resort opened. This is a little mountain next to where I live. So that means my ski patrol duties are resumed. Last year, I was accepted to the local ski patrol, and the journey continues this season. So expect some winter snowboarding pictures on my Instagram stories or on social media. And on my quest of reading one paper per day, I'm exploring the most efficient ways of doing it. So research shows that when listening and reading at the same time, so you can do that with this newsletter actually, the retention of the studied material is greater than when just reading or just listening. Actually, listening is the lowest. So reading retention is greater than listening, but reading and listening at the same time exceeds the reading as well. So I am heavily using the Natural Reader. It's a free text-to-speech tool that I discovered some time ago. You can find a detailed video here, reading digital pathology papers with text-to-speech software, Natural Reader review. It's on YouTube. I'm going to include the link in the show notes as well. Thank you so much for listening to this. As always, I would love to hear your feedback. Which insight or bullet point was your favorite? What do you want more or less of? Are there topics you would like us to explore more, any other suggestions, let me know by simply replying to the newsletter email in your inbox. And there's one more thing that I'm planning for next year. This is going to be for the Digital Pathology Club members. I am planning on hosting weekly digital pathology Q&A sessions. Preliminary, the date is Friday. If you want to be part of that, get your questions answered by me or by experts that I will be inviting, join the Digital Pathology Club membership. At the bottom of the email, you will find a link to a free trial so you can see for yourself what's inside. And soon enough, we're going to start meeting for the Q&As. And I talk to you in the next newsletter.